Yeah, that's right. I think we have been reasonably unlucky, but it's a massive list. They have in the AFL, like there's nearly 50 players on it, so and they've all been scouted by, there's a lot of detail goes into scouting them. So we have had a few injuries to class players, but it's a dangerous road if you start thinking about what you don't have. And we know we do have a lot of good young players coming through, and with Ben Johnson back this week, who's just a brilliant lad around the club, and it'd be great to have him back. That's exactly right, and those boys are really, we have a lot of faith in them, and there's, as I say, Ben Johnson be coming back, then you've Jackson Payne, boys like Tom Young, right down, everyone on the list knows that there are a chance now that they are available and being able to play, and it's very exciting. You can notice in training around the club everyone's very excited, and we've every confidence whoever comes in can play their role well. Oh, I don't think I'm in a position to be saying I've cemented my position in this team at all, no way, but every week I'm learning a bit more, every training I'm asking more questions and starting to feel a bit more comfortable again, but everyone needs to be and play their best and to give their all, and I don't think one player could say I'm guaranteed my place here. That's not the way it works. Yeah, I'd say so. I don't think they count the GAA games, so this is my 50th AFL game, so I think it was Scott Burns who said to me after my first or second game, he said just make the games count, and I think it's a fairly common expression in Australia, but it struck a chord with me, so it doesn't matter if it's my 50th game or the boys who've played nearly 200 games, it's just an important game, we'll have to win it. Since I come back, I suppose just getting used to the ball again and the game plan, and I suppose a big game every week. It's a great thing, but it's different than sometimes back home. The big games don't come as thick and fast, so it's definitely a positive that we can put last week's performance behind us and go out really well against Port Adelaide and give her all and make up for it. Yep. Oh yeah. Well, I suppose Mick had a great role in everyone's career. He was at the club so long. He certainly was a father figure to myself and many of the boys. But Mick's moved on now, and Nathan's in, and everyone's behind Nathan. So Mick, I think, will always remain close to the boys at Collingwood. But he's not there anymore, so we just have to move on. Yeah, Nathan did. He was involved. Certainly, he wanted to pick who he wanted to have as his players. So Nathan was involved, and he's given me good confidence. And he certainly is someone I enjoy playing under, and I hope I can repay the faith that Nathan's shown in me. Yeah, I think in Gaelic the reporters just stick to the match reports, and it's fairly easy. You don't read too much about people's characters and things like this, which I think is a good thing. It's a bit crazy, it's a bit of a circus, but I suppose that's just what maybe people like reading about or whatever. But it's certainly new to me. But to be honest, I haven't taken too much notice of it, because as players we're just focused on playing. I think the papers and stuff are more for fans and I suppose opposition fans, if you like, as well. So it certainly doesn't bother us too much. Well, I've had a lot of feedback from the coaches, and there's a lot of things I need to work on still, but I am feeling more comfortable each game I get out there. We don't really look at the stats that closely. It's more about, in my role as a defender, keeping my opponent and opponents, restricting their influence and then using the ball really well. Not really about how many times I get it, but there's so much good advice there from the coaches, particularly Hearts, and also Nick Maxwell's a great leader there too, and Harry O'Brien, so hopefully I can continue to improve. Yeah, the group's been great this week. We haven't really worried too much about external influences. We've just been extremely focused on what we can do, and Port Adelaide, when I was over here last, were a very, very solid team, always in the top 8, and I know they've dropped out of the top 8 the 2 years I was away, the finals, but they're certainly back up there, it looks like, this year with 3 great performances so far. So we haven't been worrying about who said what or who's done what. We're just worried about Port Adelaide and giving a great performance this weekend, hopefully, and getting over the line there. No, the performance against Carlton, as soon as the final siren went, everyone knew that the performance was down and we weren't good enough. It wasn't acceptable. So we've worked on a few things this week, and I suppose as early as Sunday, Monday, we've just been focusing on Port Adelaide and how we can, give her all out there to, suppose, win back, our own respect amongst the playing group, and say we won't accept another performance at the Carlton game, and it starts this Saturday. I'm well used to it. We used to play games, 3 games a week, so I'll maybe give a few advice to a few of the lads how to get through that. But it's a very demanding sport, AFL. So recovery, I'll be at the it'll be at the forefront this week. I'm sure there'll be plenty of swimming in cold water, so the boys will be happy with that, and plenty of things you can get just to massage and stuff to speed up the recovery. So we're not worried about Anzac Day yet, but we certainly will once the final siren goes to get our bodies right.